Good morning, students. We will today discuss under the chapter permutation combination one simple topic, it is factorial, which we will be using in both the concepts of permutation formula and combination formula. Now, what is the factorial? Factorial, first of all, it is represented by, this is the symbol to represent n factorial, where n is always a natural number, or it can be also represented by this. Okay, both the ways are there to represent factorial. And what is this n factorial? It is the product of first n natural numbers. So if I take first n natural numbers and I take the product of those natural numbers, that is represented by n factorial. If I just give you the example, for example, if I write down here 3 factorial, so this will be equals to 1 into 2 into 3. That means the product of first 3 natural numbers. Now we all know the natural numbers start from 1. These are the counting numbers. So it will be 1 into 2 into 3, and it can also be written as 3 into 2 into 1. Anyhow we can write down. And if I take now next example 6 factorial. So now 6 factorial means the product of first 6 natural numbers. Okay, so I can write this also 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Okay, now when I am writing 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 1, so this 4 into 3 into 1, if I just observe this 4 into 3 into 1, what is this? This is the product of first 4 natural numbers. So I can say this also 6 into 5 into 4 factorial also. I can write down the product of first any n natural numbers as n factorial. So the product of first 4 natural numbers will be 4 factorial. Product of first 6 natural numbers will be 6 factorial, and I can also say it will be 6 into 5 factorial. So 6 into product of first 5 natural numbers. So when I just open this 5 factorial, it will be 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Okay, so this is the formula that, so in general when I write down, so in general what will be n factorial? So n factorial we have, this will be equals to n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 up to so on till 1. So the product of first n natural numbers. Okay, you can go from increasing from n to 1 also, from 1 to n also, anyhow you people can write down. Okay, so this is all about factorial. One standard result is there. What is that? 0 factorial is equals to 1. So 0 factorial will not equal to 0. Remember this thing. We have the standard result that 0 factorial is equal to 1. Okay, so this is all about factorial. And again I'm repeating, so it represents the product of first n natural numbers, and we read it as n factorial. Okay, so 4 factorial means product of first 4 natural numbers. Now our exercise 7.2 is completely based on this factorial formula. So we will discuss here few sums of exercise 7.2 so that you people can do these exercise sums. So 7.2 exercise, first sum is evaluate. Okay, first is evaluate. The first part is 8 factorial. Now what will be 8 factorial? 8 factorial means the product of first 8 natural numbers. That is 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So we can all do this calculation, and whatever answer is there you people can write that. Okay, B part is 4 factorial minus 3 factorial. Now one thing I can do, I can write down the value of 4 factorial and then the value of 3 factorial and just find the difference. Or I can also do this 4 factorial, I can write 4 into 3 factorial. minus 3 factorial. So this 4 factorial, we are writing 4 into 3 factorial, and if I take now 3 factorial common, it will be 4 minus 1, which is equals to 3 factorial multiplied by 3, and 3 factorial will be 3 into 2 into 1, that is 6. 6 multiplied by 3, so it will be 18. Even if you do 4 factorial value, it will be 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So 6 into 4, 24. 24 minus 6. 24 minus 6, 18. So definitely answer will be same, but it is better if we apply our results while doing the sums. Okay. And let us discuss here sum number 3. Third sum is given. We have to compute 8 factorial divided by 6 factorial multiplied by 2 factorial. Now 8 factorial is bigger than 6 factorial, so we can expand our 8 factorial as 8 into 7 into 6 factorial. So then 6 factorials from numerator denominator we can cancel. So remember, as we are doing factorial, we will be using the results based upon the factorial concept to just make our calculations easy. So it will be written as 8 into 7 into 6 factorial, because what will be 6 factorial? Again, product of first 6 natural numbers. So it will be 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 1. And now the denominator 6 factorial, if I keep as such, 2 factorial means 2 into 1. Now 6 factorial from numerator denominator will get cancelled, and we will have here 4 into 7, that means 28 will be our answer. Okay, and now let us discuss sum number 4. It is given if 1 upon 6 factorial plus 1 upon 7 factorial is equals to x upon 8 factorial, we have to find x. Now it's an equation, and the 6 factorial is the smallest, then 7 factorial is there, and this 7 factorial also we can write down 7 into 6 factorial. 8 factorial also we can write down as 8 into 7 factorial. Then throughout 8 into 7 into 6 factorial. Then throughout, if you just cancel 6 factorial, you will get very simplified form of equation which you people can solve. Okay, so what you people will do, I'm just giving you the hint so that you people can do this. 7 factorial we will write down 7 into 6 factorial, and 8 factorial we will write down 8 into 7 into 6 factorial. Then from both the sides 6 factorial, by after taking common we will just cancel and simplify the equation to get the value of x. Okay, sum number 5 also, one formula is given to us, and what is that formula? We have to evaluate. It is n factorial divided by n minus r factorial, where the values of n and r are given to us. N is here 6 and r is 2. This is the first part. So we will just substitute the values of n and r in our formula. Okay, and after substitution we will just get the answer. So it will be n factorial divided by n minus r factorial will be equals to 6 factorial divided by 6 minus 2 factorial, that is 6 factorial divided by 4 factorial. Now 6 factorial divided by 4 means 6 into 5 into 4 factorial upon 4 factorial, and answer will be 30. Likewise, you people can do second part of sum number 5 also, and with this the exercise is over. It's very simple exercise, actually just to practice this concept of factorial, because we will be using the factorial in the next two exercises, that's why. So this is just the introduction to the factorial with the help of these few sums. Now we will discuss the next exercise, permutation. Okay, so what is permutation? Permutation, if I just give you the definition first of all, permutation actually it is an arrangement. Permutation is an arrangement in a definite order. Arrangement in a definite order of a number of objects taken some or all at a time. Now what does it mean? First of all, whenever we have permutation word, it means we are just finding the number of arrangements, how many arrangements we can have. Okay. Second thing important, in a definite order, right? Definite order means if I have like two objects A and B. Now A, B is one order, one way to write, B, A is the other way to write. Okay, so both will be different arrangements. Okay, A, B and B, A will be different arrangements because the order is different in both the cases. So here in permutation, order is important. That is the important thing here. So when we talk about the arrangement, order is important and permutation means arrangement. So whenever arrangement word comes, that means we are finding the number of permutations, and permutation come, it means we are finding the number of arrangements. Now we will have the we have here formulas, and this permutation, when I am saying it is an arrangement in a definite order of number of objects taken some or all at a time. For example, we are given here total number of objects are, if I have total number of objects as n, okay, and I need to take number of objects taken at a time. If I am not taking all the objects at a time but only few objects out of them, let it be r. So total n objects are there, and out of them I am using only r objects at a time, then how many ways are there to arrange r objects when n objects are available? The formula is given by, so it is number of permutations, then the number of permutations is given by NPR. This is how we will write down N suffix PR. So N is the total number of objects available, R is the objects that we are taking at a time. And what is this formula NPR? This is N factorial divided by N minus R factorial. Okay, and the same formula we have done in our exercise 7.2 last, where the formula was given and we just substituted the values of n and r in the formula, okay, to evaluate. So this is the first result. Okay, this is our first result. If total number of objects are n, I am taking r objects at a time, then the number of permutations will be given by NPR. Let me give you one simple example here. I am taking the word mango, M-A-N-G-O, mango. How many objects are there now? 5 objects are there. Okay, I want to make now 3-letter word. Out of 5 letters given, I want to make 3-letter word, okay, without repetition, means repetition is not allowed. Okay, so out of total n 5 objects, 3 letters I have to use. So 3-letter word I have to make. Let me explain first of all with the help of fundamental principle of counting. So 3 places are there: first place, second place and third place. For the first place, all the 5 letters are available. For the second place, 4 will be left. For the third place, 3 will be left. So how many ways are there? So number of 3-letter words will be here. 5 into 4 into 3, it is 60. This I have done with the help of fundamental principle of counting. Now I will apply this formula, and here n is total number of objects is 5. How many objects, that means how many letters I am using at a time? I just need 3 letters, so R will be 3. Therefore permutations will be, number of permutations will be 5p3, and 5p3 means it will be equals to 5 factorial divided by 5 minus 3 factorial. So when I solve 5 factorial divided by 5 minus 3 factorial, what we will get here? It will be let me take you to the next. Okay, let me explain here on the same page. So it will be 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 factorial divided by 2 factorial, because 5 minus 3 will be 2 factorial. 2 factorial, 2 factorial will be get cancelled. So 5 into 4 into 3, this is also 60. So both the answers are same. Now in the first exercise we learned fundamental principle of counting. Now we are learning the direct formula NPR. Okay. N, total number of objects available, R, the number of objects we are taking at a time. So that formula we will apply to find the number of arrangements or the number of permutations. This is the formula if the repetition is not allowed. So let me mark here one important thing, that if repetition is not allowed, then only this formula will be applicable. Now if the repetition is allowed, if I take the same example and the repetition is allowed, all 5 will be available here. For this place also all 5 will be available. For the third place also all 5 will be available. So it will be 5 raised to power 3 in this example by the fundamental principle of counting. Now let me give you the direct formula, and this formula is the number of permutations, the number of permutations of n objects taken R at a time, taken R at a time when repetition is allowed is n raised to power R. So in the example of mango, all the three, if I have 5 letters available, 3 letter word when I make, all the 5 will be available for all the 3 places. So 5 into 5 into 5, 5 raised to power 3. Okay, so R was 3, N is 5. So here also I am getting the same answer by direct application of formula. So these two formulas we will be using in the next exercise. Okay, and let me explain here few sums of this exercise so that you people can do it. We will discuss here exercise 7.3. I am taking the first sum, and the first sum is how many 3-digit numbers can be formed using the digits 1 to 9 if no digit is repeated. Okay, so here the value of n, how many digits are available? 1 to 9, that means 9 digits are available. And how many digits we have to take at a time? We have to make a 3-digit number. So at a time we need 3 digits. So the number of 3-digit numbers, that is number of permutations, since this is just an arrangement, okay, so it will be 9p3, that means 9 factorial divided by 9 minus 3 factorial. So this is equals to 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 factorial divided by 6 factorial. So the answer will be 9 into 8 into 7. Okay, that will be the total number of permutations. And if I okay, the same thing you people can do in second sum and in third sum. Even sum number 4, find the number of 4-digit numbers that can be formed using the digits 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 if no digit is repeated. Okay, the first part you people can do, and the second part is how many of these will be even. So even means when the unit place will be occupied by even number. Okay, so sum number 4 also can be done in the same way. Sum number 5 is there. Sum number 5 is from a committee of 8 persons, in how many ways one can choose a chairman and a vice chairman, assuming one person cannot hold more than one position. So 8 members are there. total members are 8, and we need to make 2 persons, means we need one is the chairperson and the vice chairperson. So 2 positions to be occupied by 2 different persons. One person cannot have both the positions. So total 8 are there. The number of objects here, it means the value of n is 8. How many persons we need at a time? One we need for chairperson. The one is chairperson position. Second person we need for the vice chairperson position. So the value of R will be 2. So number of permutations will be then. How many permutations will be? It will be 8p2, and I hope you can apply the formula to get the answer, right? So these are the first 5 sums of the exercise, and we will discuss more sums also.